We're visiting this afternoon with Susan Crawford. Hi, Susan.
Hi.
You're returning after a year sabbatical with your husband, Joe. What a different time it is now than when you left. How are you finding things?
Well, it certainly was a surprise to come back and to the hot weather again. And you wouldn't think that we would have adjusted so quickly to new temperatures and new accents, but it was a bit shocking to return and try to find ourselves again, not only in our new home, but back in our community and facing the way that lockdown works here versus the way it was working in the UK.
Before the pandemic quarantine in England, what did you and Joe enjoy doing?
Well, one of our favorite things was going on walks. So Oxford is a sizable town, but it's set up like little villages all around it. And so within 2 or 3 miles, you're in another village altogether. And so we really enjoyed doing those, out and about the city and seeing, for instance, there was a church near us called St. Margaret's. It was 2.5 miles away, and it was the new church built in the 1100s.
Okay.
So it's really remarkable how they view history versus the way we view it. They say that in America 100 years is a long time, and in the UK 100 miles is a long way.
Ah, very good. Did you have an opportunity to attend church while you were over there? And if so, how was it different and how was it similar?
Yeah, our parish church, which was literally at the end of our street, was called St. Fried's Wife. And it was actually a new church built in 1860. And it was wonderful. We absolutely loved it. We had intended to go church hopping around the city, but really found a home there. And so one of the differences that we did find in England, that there seemed to be a larger proportion of female priests. So it took them longer to include them, but now they've really embraced that. The parish that we attended was considered Anglo-Catholic, so slightly higher church than Holy Comforter, but truly the biggest difference was that we had incense on Sundays. And other than that, you wouldn't have known that you were really in a different parish, because there were people from all walks of life, all ages, and that, I think, is why we felt so at home right away there at St. Fried's Wife.
So you're back teaching at Leon in the math department. I'm sure it must be challenging. Tell us how school has changed.
Well, for one thing, everyone's wearing a mask, and I have a lot fewer students in my classroom and a lot more of them who are Zooming in. So one of the challenges for me has been being tethered to my desk, because I need to be able to communicate with my students who are learning from home. So that's a change. And also just the amount of technology that we're trying to juggle all at one time. So I already had technology that I used when I taught before, but now I'm also having to juggle the Zooming and the new platform that we're using called Canvas. And so the learning curve has been really steep. And while we understand that everyone's going through this at the same time, the teachers have found it really challenging and overwhelming.
I can only imagine. Of course, we don't know what the new normal is going to look like, but what aspects of church life do you miss the most and hope to see return quickly?
Well, I miss singing desperately. Singing with my friends in choir, playing music. I miss that so much. I miss Eucharist. And so I'm sad that we can't gather around that table and share that meal together. And I just miss knowing what's going on in people's lives and seeing them on a regular basis. So that's been really hard, because church was going to open in England the weekend after we left. And so somehow we missed both ends. We arrived back to find that church was not yet ready to open here. And I think that we're doing the right thing by protecting our church family and each other. But I certainly miss the the weekly gathering.
Sure. Well, how are the young adults in your family getting along?
Everybody is doing so great. Helen and Dustin and the little girls have moved into a new home, so they have a little more space and a pool, and they're all excited about that. And Rachel has started kindergarten, and Michael and Katie are expecting their first baby in February, so that's another grandchild on the way. Chloe is in Memphis working for International Paper and really loving her job and also planning a wedding. And Jake is back in Glasgow for the second year of his master's program at the Royal Conservatoire. Julia is finishing up her degree in environmental science at Berry College, and Emma is finishing up her degree at Meredith College in Raleigh in nutrition. So they're all doing great. We're so proud of them, and we also have enjoyed getting to see all of them again since we've returned.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What a long way to go without seeing them.
Yes.
Well, Susan, I think I can speak for everyone when I say we really miss your singing and your musical performance. So I so look forward to when we can resume that.
Yes.
And again, I want to welcome you and your husband back. We've missed you.
Thank you. It's good to be back.